You guys want a Broncos uniform leak? Well, I got you covered. So, we're just 4 days away as of recording this video from seeing the real things ourselves on April 22nd, but we still have a couple more days of guessing and trying to figure out what these uniforms are going to look like, and we just got a pretty key detail about the helmets. The NFL instituted a new rule for helmets this year that teams can have up to 3 different helmet shells. 3 different helmet colors. So, what the Denver Broncos can do, they can get them a year early because they are getting new uniforms. The New York Jets opted not to take advantage of this rule. They revealed their new uniforms and they're just getting 2 helmets, the green helmets and the black helmets, no white helmets that a lot of people, myself included, were hoping that they were going to get, kind of the Joe Namath era throwbacks, but it seems that the Denver Broncos are going to be taking advantage of this rule. Now, this leak is coming from none other than Mile High Mario Vitanzi. He has been leaking all kinds of details about the Broncos uniforms. He was the first one to leak out that the Broncos were going to be getting new uniforms all the way back in December. The Broncos are going to be getting 3 helmets this year. The primary helmet is going to be matte navy. It was confirmed in multiple comments. I asked Mario first thing this morning if it was going to be navy, the primary helmet, and yes, it indeed is. I'm very happy about that. I did not want to lose our navy helmets. It's such a good look. It's a symbol of the Broncos winning their past 3 Super Bowls. It's something that's very important to me. I personally feel like the all navies are the Broncos' best look, and the fact that the matte navy is going to be our primary helmet still is going to be really good, but matte is going to be very interesting. It's not going to be the same shiny navy blue that it is previously. It's going to have more of like a matte texture to it, like the Minnesota Vikings helmets or the Atlanta Falcons helmets, for example. Those are a couple of the matte helmets in the NFL that I can think of right off the bat. Washington Commanders as well. So it's going to have that texture to it. Then there's going to be the white helmet, which a lot of people had speculated was going to be the primary helmet for the Denver Broncos, but it really does seem like they're going to keep the white helmets, but just once or twice a year. I'm really happy about that. I didn't want to switch to the white helmets full time. It's just not a look that I associate with the Denver Broncos. It's a good look to bring out once or twice a year, and I'm cool with it sticking around, but it's also going to have a little bit of a tweak to it because the white helmets will have the modern horse head logo, not the old school D. The old school D is going to be reserved for the royal blue throwback. So we're going to be going back to the John Elway era throwback uniforms. That's something that's been widely requested all across the board for God knows how long, so I'm really, really happy that the Denver Broncos are going to be bringing those back. It's a good look, and it's something that I feel like is going to make everybody happy. And another thing as well is that the stripe down the middle of the helmet is going to be different, and according to Mario, is going to be a vast improvement. Here is an example of what the royal blue helmets could look like. I think it's going to be a little bit lighter in color than this. This is just off of a Photoshop, obviously, where they tinted back the color of the old Denver D helmets that we wore with the Color Rush uniforms for the past several years before we switched to the white snow caps. So this is going to be basically the look right there, which I think is going to be really, really awesome. I'm curious if they're going to introduce that for home and away. I think that there's going to be an avenue for the Broncos to have an all white out uniform, white helmet, and white uniform across the board. And then obviously the all navies are going to stick around. There'll probably be some variation of the snow-capped look last year, an all orange color rush, if you will, with the white helmets. I think that's going to be sticking around. And then obviously the primary home uniforms will still be the traditional orange with the navy helmets, but now it's going to be the matte navy. So those are the latest leaks that we have for the Denver Broncos uniforms. If you want to hear about some of the other leaks, in case you missed my previous video, please go back and reference that. I'll leave a link in the comment section down below because YouTube doesn't like when I put links in the description of videos. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to that video in case you guys need to get caught up on some of the other leaks that Mario has revealed. And he also clarifies here For what it's worth, for the record, all of these things were told to him by a reliable source, and Mario is very close to the team. He has tons of reliable sources, and I do mean tons. And he has not personally seen the helmets, but he's talking to somebody who obviously has seen them and knows what to expect. If anything ends up being incorrect, he apologizes, but that's what he has been told. And I trust Mario, I really do, enough to bring this information to you guys. So, by extension, if Mario ends up being incorrect and I end up being correct, I apologize, but I trust Mario and I trust Mario's source. I don't know exactly who Mario's source in this scenario is, but if he's got a good source, if he says it's a good source, then I believe him because he's got a lot of good sources. All right, Broncos country, I am curious about how you feel about these new details about the Broncos helmets. And again, this basically confirms that we're getting the old school throwback uniforms back. So that's really, really awesome. How do you guys feel about that? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support, helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.